All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys. Boys and girls, welcome. What up, cut? Johnny. And hmm? Here. I'm good at this. They're good. We're just. What a. I want to interview after the game. How do you? Goalie didn't even see it coming. Goalie breaks it up. Block. Goalie with the. Was that a goal? Yeah, it was. 2 Fs. Go, Billy. Luca with the shot. Moving the puck around in the corner. Antigo. Made. Oh. Hey, huh?
Ja, Colley's. Barrett, if you know.
For the best.
Yeah, I hope for the middle that Johnny Mercatoris, he tries to dump it.
Lucas
Picked off by Luke. Kicks it out to Johnny Mercatoris. And it's bomb. Coley-Thon. Oh,
I know.
we got a whistle here.
Looks like he's had sets.
New black. Which wins the race though? Otramovic.
Oh, good save.
Moose has got the color. Eli Olsen. Ooh, gets. There's Roscom.
No ice.
No ice. Henry Allen. Not the best. Eli Olsen coming up the boards. He's got line. Billy Nussbaum taking it.
Look out.
Nussbaum. On net. Pass to 25 on Antigo. out of the zone. Drew Thumb. Ooh, can't win a race there. Kelly Thumbs coming down. We got some fans. Yeah, I know him. Kelly Thom back up to Ethan. Pushed off by DePere. Battle here. Down there. And a combo. It's really nice to see two coming around the net. Shot goes through the goal. Play it low, but it's turned over. Around the net. Antigo. And they're bringing eight. Bomb doesn't. Bartel within the slot. I think this penalty is going to be a. And here's the call. Yeah, like I said, very under. Play is sponsored by. And the Voyageurs are now. Slide here. Oh, takes it in. A shot.
Yeah.
The goal. A quick power play. So 14 seconds.
Look at. Yep, Billy.
By Antigo, AJ Butcher. Number 7, Ethan Noss. I'm afraid. Ooh! Zone on the right board. Boards to Nuss. Oh, he's gonna be. Kid. In the ice for the afterman. Shot! Donnie steps on it and it's tough. Sponsored by. Voyageurs are no 5-0. Drew. Views to Drew Thumb. Here is Zach kicks it back up. Move coming behind the down low, Ethan Noss. Sam Thompson, to Buse. Barely holds. A pass to the middle and it's And gonna clear it here and get a, because these players, he's looking for a play on the ball. Outside the in. He drops it to Johnny Mercator. Luka just on the power play. Pass, and it's going to be an ice.
You're having a good game today. Yes.
Only going to come out top.
Wow.
Impressive team.
Like two.
They all. So they can. Johnny shot misses. Here's Johnny. Play by Johnny.
Luka's wide.
And oh, the voice. Oh. It's deep. He's getting off the ice for a player, wraps it back around below to Butramovic. Or almost had him picked off though. Nice pass. Nice play. What do you think about that one?
Doing a lot better than they did. Coach.
Oh yeah?
Get him going.
In Rinkside, what do you got to say about?
I think it's a very good game. Really working.
Who's Jimmy?
On like it just got dumped.
You just completely. All right, let me take over here. Backhand across the zone. Press. Dumps it back in. In the race though, play to the middle. Catch the puck. Here's Johnny Mercator. That puck's picked. Poke check by Johnny Mercator. Here. Johnny Mercator.
See, you know what, Jim?
And
Johnny, that same thing. And
Johnny.
On goaltender.
Gonna be kicked out of this.
Cheaters never win. I would say. All right.
That's gonna be an icing for Antigo.
bubble on. Every must have bubbles.
I do not have a bubble.
Here, Jimmy.
For having me on this. A second.
Luca makes a pinch. And that'll be a nice. Goal. Defensive zone. To the defense. Going to be picked up by a defense. Across the ice. Drop. Battling. They're going to work it down low. For the Pere. To the Antigo. One's going to be won by the Pere. Back to the defense. Antigo's going to have a chance to break it out of the zone. Board back into the defensive zone of the Pere. Defenseman of Antigo. Nothing. Antigo tries the ice. By John Mercatoris, and that's going to be a now the face-off in Antigo. Drew Thumb's going to pitch. The offensive zone to Pere. Thumb's going to come across ice. He's going to go. But it's going to be picked up by number. Board battle on the zone. He's going to top.
I'll bring you or give you a copy here in a matter of seconds. All right, sounds good. Thanks. Ooh, kid. Country kid. Huh? It is. There's stuff new in the booth. Dad, you want the hot dog? Sure. All right. You may have suspected though. And go, yes. The little radio is always left on. You power on the big one and put in your phone and press play. It should be anything on the phone. Hey, Brett. What's up? It's gonna be probably 10 days before we get through. Okay, you'll have audio here in a little bit. Yeah, I mean, like, makes it sound like it doesn't sound very well, so yeah. You can still get warm up because everyone's taking notes. We appreciate it. I grew up at Walmart. That's great. Best you're gonna get it. We'll probably give it a little more volume if you want. Have to be careful what you say with that playing in the microphone out there. Be quiet. mark their lineup on there for me? Yeah, they gotta go mark their starters. I'll be out of rain a sec. No problem. So the phone did the trick? It was working.
That's what I got.
Yeah.
That's what I got on it now. We're gonna have to get a hotspot though for them too. Nowhere around it. Or go someplace and
But why
here's
didn't
what
that?
we're doing.
Because that's what you were trying to do yesterday.
Yeah, but this building may not have a stick of a metal roof or something on it. I'd like to see Jared get on the score sheet tonight and without a penalty this time. Nick Wyatt's collarbone's fine. Oh shit, he just whipped off a slap shot. I mean, it was a good slap shot too.
Holly was, and probably you've already asked Google already, but there are a lot of different ideas there on how to get the buffering to go away.
The what?
The buffering, when it was buffering before.
It has absolutely, I know it has to do with the internet. I know it does.
Yeah.
Man, it should have stayed over here. It felt warm over here
Before, I know.
before. Now it's cold as hell. This thing's gotta go. Fucking thing will fuck off in the middle.
crack their door open.
Might have to be quiet up, a little quieter up here if the ref makes a bad call. It might not be able to questionable call to get out of here.
What was the question?
Asked if they're gonna resurface again.
Yes.
Didn't even check to see what Antigo's record was or anything.
It's live right now, right?
Should be. Is it not streaming? It looks good from my end.
Holly could hear us when I was saying she was asking if we saw Google ideas.
got the headset for doing the announcing in there. I could do that, except I'd have to have a button to turn it on. JV team's got the mojo going. They go outside in between periods and they're sucking them down out there.
Oh, parents.
Yeah,
I was just gonna see all the games.
it's not yet.
Thursday morning.
Yeah. What time is it?
5 o'clock on the nose.
Surprised. Yes, other game didn't go to runtime.
No.
Plus, they had the Zamboni one extra time. There's a knob right here. To loosen it, you turn it back, it loosens it forward, tightens it up a little bit. Managers they got this year pretty much, I think Compo's just about had it with them. Sounds of the Zamboni.
It was just pictures of Kurt a minute ago when you were hanging over. It was just
Maybe I could put it up on the scoreboard. Gotta zoom in on Lisa Bartelk over there.
don't see her.
I don't see her over there right now.
I think they're outside.
When she comes back in, check it out. We zoomed in on you. I was doing that at the big quarters while not maybe she was getting fixed. I think I can get one more swipe out of them and then we'll get rolling.
Really? You're gonna start already?
Well, I got to get my intros in before they go to PA. Was it 5-0 last night? I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
Dude, turn your headlights off.
say your 21 is a Tradable?
Tradable.
Tradable? Full, long roll. Okay, how about Laha? Laha, okay. Yeah, those two are in the starting lineup, so. Okay, thanks. Yep.
Good evening from Antigo, Wisconsin for tonight's WIAA game between the visiting Pere Voyageurs against the home Antigo Red Robins. Tonight's game is brought to you by Load Shop. Do you want full visibility into freight rates and to cut out the high broker rates? Sign up for Load Shop at www.loadshop.com. Welcome to Trucking with Transparency. Welcome to Load Shop. Good evening once again from Antigo, Wisconsin. My name is Kurt Foth, and I'll be bringing you the play-by-play this evening. As your Pere Voyageurs will be taking on the Antigo Red Raiders. The Voyageurs coming off a big 5-0 win over Homestead Highlanders last night. John Coppo having a celebration of John Coppo's 100th victory, which came a week ago against Bayport. Joining me here up in a booth here tonight is Brett Thom.
How are you tonight, Kurt?
Good, how are you, Brett?
Great. We actually have a booth. It's like we're real live radio guys or something, huh?
Yeah, I don't know. Internet guys.
There you go.
Internet guys, I guess, is the way it goes. So Voyageurs once again coming off a big win. Won 3 in a row. They're on a little bit of a win streak here, Brett, and that's a good thing.
Absolutely. Last night was quick and off in the first and second period with the scoring, and slowed down a little bit in the third, but it's good to have one of those games where you can just get all the lines going and get everybody out there doing what they need to do.
Absolutely. John Coppo having a chance to stretch the lineup out a little bit last night, playing his fourth line, probably 3 or 4 shifts in the third period. And that's a good thing for future years for the Voyageurs.
Definitely. It gets those kids experience now and gets them more prepared for when the seniors are gone next year.
Waiting for the officials to join us, and we'll be back in a few moments with the starting lineups and the start of tonight's game. Once again, this is Kurt Foth in Antigo, Wisconsin for tonight's WIAA game between the Antigo Red Robins and your Pere Voyageurs. The officials have taken the ice, and we're just waiting for the two teams to come out for the start of tonight's game. looking forward to a fast start once again by the Voyageurs, Brett.
Yeah, definitely. It'd be nice to just jump out right away and start putting the puck in the net and get everybody warmed up, get all the lines on the ice right away, and get them in the grooves so they're ready to go and do what they need to do.
Big thing for the Voyageurs. Got in a little bit of penalty trouble last night in the third period, kind of slowed everything down a little bit for the Voyageurs. I think the refs were more taking control and just wanting to make sure nobody got out of hand last night. But Voyageurs definitely need to stay out of the box tonight.
Right. With the score yesterday, it was being called pretty tight, 5-0. They didn't want things to get out of control, so they were calling things that the refs even said they otherwise potentially would not have made those calls had it been a closer contest. But last night it was just about making sure things were staying safe.
Once again, we're in Antigo, Wisconsin tonight for tonight's WIAA game between the De Pere Voyageurs and the Antigo Red Raiders. Antigo Red Robins. Not sure, and here comes going from our right to our left in the first period. Come out. We're going to take it to the public address for the starting lineups and also our national anthem. Didn't get a chance, Brett, to check. Don't know if you had a chance to check to see how the Antigo is doing this year.
I have not, no.
And there's our Voyageurs in their traditional black away jerseys. John Capo tonight starting out with his senior line of Tridaba Blaha on the wings, Mason Paul at center, David Vandenberg and Daniel Wagner on the defense, and of course the big man between the pipes, number 1, Jay Wenger. And let's go to the public address. are just moments away from getting started here in Antigo with our game between the visiting Pere Voyageurs and the Antigo Red Robins. Once again, John Capo starting off with Wagner and Vandenberg back on defense. Blaha and Tridaba at the wings, and Mason Paul at center. Jay Wenger in goal for the Voyageurs. Everyone huddling up, and we're moments away from taking the first drop. The Voyageurs will be going from our left to our right here in the first period. Everyone taking their places on the benches, and we're about to get started.
Yeah, Antigo, Kurt, is 1-4 in conference so far this year, and 5-10-1 overall.
And Antigo controls the first face-off. Drops it in deep to the near side. Vandenberg back to pick it up. Tries to get it to Wenger. Can't do it. Mason Blaha picks it up on the far side. Chips it out. Does get it back out to center, and Antigo will regroup. Tridaba trying to get it in deep. Can't. Mason Paul picks it up. Does get it in and gets it into the near corner. Paul back to try and pick it up. Wagner. Can't talk tonight, Brett.
That's all right. Everybody
Wagner
knew who you meant.
Getting it. Vandenberg dumps it back in deep. Aha, back to get it back behind the Antigo net. Trying to get back. Gets it back out to Paul. Paul over to Vandenberg. Can't keep it in. And the Voyageurs will retreat and try and regroup. Vandenberg over to Wagner. Wagner coming up. Tries to drive it in deep. Charlie Eggers picks it up. Blaha goes down in the corner. Blaha gets back on the puck. Here comes Antigo back the other way, chips it out. Wagner gets it across to Panzer. Panzer will get it in deep. And here go the Voyageurs one more time. Back. Voyageurs controlling in the far corner. Now Antigo has it. Panzer can't hold it in. Over to Vandalis. Vandalis chips it back forward. Charlie Eggers going hard after it. They'll shoot it down the ice. Antigo shoots it down the ice for an icing. That icing is brought to you by River City Ice, one of our sponsors for this year in our podcast, Brett.
I think that's our only sponsor, isn't it, Kurt?
You never know. I come up with some, Brett. You know that. Tanner Newton taking the draw on the near face-off circle to the stick side of the Antigo goalie, who'll play it off to the far boards. Capo tries to keep it in, can't. Gets it back, puts it back in deep, and the Voyageurs will chase. Antigo coming out. Newton up to Capo. Capo circling over to Eggers, can't control. Panzer comes back and grabs it. Panzer over to Vandalis. They'll chip it up to Eggers. Eggers gets it in deep. Eggers stop. Can't get around the Antigo defenseman. Capo back out to Panzer. Panzer over to Wagner. Wagner regroups at the blue line. Shot blocked out front. Antigo tries to keep it in. Tridaba holds the line. Tridaba gets it back in deep. Circles, shot, big save. Kick to the corner. Comes along, Foth able to keep it in, chips it back in deep. Blaha picks it up, shot, and a goal!
Got him on the glove side there, Kurt. Just a quick release and found the side of the net.
Peter Blaha with a blast. 14-16 left in the first period, and the Voyageurs take a 1-0. Might have been an assist from Foth. Brett, and we talked about that earlier.
Getting him on the board, getting him on the score sheet, absolutely.
We'll see if he got it on that one. Face off. controlled by the correction on my call. They have it Blaha from Wang. Wagner gets it up to Blaha, can't control. Wagner back in the far corner to get it, and he'll come out, gets it up over to Tritaba, and we'll have an icing on the Voyageurs with 13:42 left in the first. Again, it's the Voyageurs 1. Off will take place to the glove side of Wenger. Third line for the Voyageurs out. Shot blocked out front. Klein back in to get it. Panzier chips it back out. Red Robins will hang on to it at the blue line. Another shot. Wenger steers that one clear. And the Red Robins putting some pressure on all of a sudden. Calwert's back behind the net. Gets it over to Foth. Foth chips it out. Klein can't handle the pass. And it goes for an icing. Face off again to the glove side of Jay Wenger. And the Voyageurs will change. Voyager line is Newton, Capo, and Eggers with Vandalist and Panzier at defense. And the Voyageurs control. Capo gets it back to Panzier. Panzier over to Vandalist. Vandalist back to Panzier. Up to Capo, can't control. Eggers picks it up at the blue line though. Gets pinched off. Newton gets it in deep. Capo will gain control back in the far boards. Newton back to Eggers, over to Capo, back out to Eggers, shot! Save. Nice play right there for the Voyageurs as Capo found a cutting Eggers. But a better save right there, Brett.
Yep, just about had it. That was a nice shot. Quick release again. Just not quite quick enough, but now we got Charlie Eggers on a one-on-one.
We got a 2-on-1 if they hurry. Over to Newton. Can't get the shot off. Nice play by the Antigo defenseman. Eggers controls back behind the net. Tries a stuff shot. Can't get it there. And the Voyageurs. Wagner shoots it back in deep into the near corner. Mason Paul back to get it. Capo will pick it up. Wagner keeps it in. And now shoots it up to Tritaba. Doesn't get it deep. Here comes Antigo back the other way. Shot, Wenger save. Another shot. Wenger steers that one wide as well. Mason Paul back behind his own net. And the Red Robins come out with it once again. Here come the Voyageurs. Tritaba up to Blaha. Blaha loses it at center ice, and the Red Robins gain control of the zone one more time. Voyageurs do get it out, but the Red Robins pick it back up. Shot on Wenger. He gloves that one. Keeps it in play. Blaha up to Calwertz. Blaha brings it out to the blue line. Calwertz gets it, sends it in deep, and the Voyageurs will chase once again. Blaha picks it up early, and he just misses Klein. Foth gains it at center ice, over to Panzier. Panzier back to Foth. Foth bringing it up, gets it up, crosses into the Antigo zone, chips it around the defenseman, back in the far corner, controls back behind the net. Loses control of the puck, gains it back to Panzier. There's a shot tipped up over the net. Nice play right there, and the Voyageurs will regroup at center ice once again. Chips it up. Dose can't quite reach it. They'll chip it back, and here comes Foth back in their own zone. They'll chip it out. Charlie Eggers picks it up with a lot of speed, chips it around the Antigo defenseman, and will pick it up back behind the Antigo net. Eggers out to Capo. Capo to Panzier. Over to Vandalist. Vandalist loses control. And Antigo chips it out. Capo back to pick it up. Capo up to Eggers. Eggers with a shot blocked out front. And Antigo will shoot it down the ice. That's going to be an icing on Antigo.
Waved it off.
And they waved that off. Not exactly sure why on that one, but we'll keep play going with 9:50. The Antigo Red Robins nothing. And Antigo trying to break it out of their own zone. They do, and they will gain control of the De Pere zone. Vandalist back to get it back behind the Voyager net. Nice move to get around the one defender. Vandalist chips it out, and the Red Robins will try and regroup at center ice one more time. Vandalist back behind the net. Vandalist over to Wagner. Wagner puts it out front. Big save by Wenger again. And it looks like Wenger's on his game one more time tonight, Brett.
Yep, he's usually on point and helps the team tremendously when he is.
Voyagers breaking in. Blaha tries to get around one guy. Antigo comes back out, chips it out to their forward. Vandenberg gets it back in. And Blaha on the chase. Antigo picks it up behind their own net. Wagner can't keep it in, and here come the Antigo Red Robins back again. I think that puck was blocked out front. We have a stoppage on the play. Must have went up into the net, but with 8:07 left in the first, it's the Voyagers 1, Antigo nothing. Face off. Newton, Eggers. Eggers back to Vandalist. Vandalist over to Panzier up to Capo. Capo gets it in deep. The Voyagers will chase with Eggers and Newton. Goalie tries to get it out and around. Kept in momentarily by Vandalist. Save by Wenger. Here come the Voyagers back. And here come the Red Robins. They'll shoot it down. It's on net on Wenger. Robins changing. Capo chips it up to Calwertz. Calwertz gets it in deep. And the Antigo goalie chips it out. Voyagers scrambling a little bit here late in the first period, or the middle of the first period. Third line for the Voyagers, scrambling a little bit. Wagner, nice chip. Borseth can't get it out. Finally gets it out. Wagner picks it up, taking it in on the far side. Wagner with a shot, blocked out front. And the Voyagers will make a change at this point. 6:39 left in the first. Voyagers are getting a little bit sloppy here, Brett.
Yeah, you mentioned it, Kurt. There was a lot of scrambling, just chasing after pucks, and nobody really in position to make a clean breakout and get the puck where it needed to be.
Little bit of a scrum on the faceoff. Antigo gets it back behind their own net. Panzier pinches it off to keep it in. Blaha can't get it to Paul. Mason Paul picks it up back in the near corner. And now keep it in. And here comes Antigo back the other way. Antigo will have to regroup here as Vandenberg made a nice poke check, getting it out. Panzier chips it out. Antigo with a delayed offsides. Here comes the Voyagers back out of their own zone. Panzier up to Capo. Capo getting bodied up. and Antigo regroups. Tridiba picks it up. Little bit of a missed pass. Capo chips it back in deep. Tridiba back to pick it up. Tries to get it to Tanner Newton. Newton gets it out. Over to Tridiba. Tridiba shot. Just wide. Panzier. Newton up high over the net. Vandenberg got back to pick it up. And there's a goal. David Vandenberg in a great redirect by the De Pere Voyager leading scorer, Grady Capo. That one is going to go to Capo from Vandenberg. I don't know if they'll give a second assist on that one.
Put the puck on the net and tip it in.
5:21 left in the first period, and the Voyagers have taken a 2-0 lead over the Antigo Red Robins. Voyagers sticking with the line of Capo, Eggers, and Newton. Defense is Vandalist and Wagner. And Charlie Eggers finally gets it out. He's got some steam coming up. Gets cut off. Wagner gets it poke checked away. Dose chips it in deep. And the Voyagers. Wagner with a nice play at the De Pere blue line. The laid off sides. Wagner will pick it up. Gets it up to Eggers. Offside's called. I think Jack Dose got in just a tad early.
Yeah, it might have been just a little bit more than a tad, too.
Third line for the Voyagers of Dose and Klein with Kalowitz at center. Foth and Panzier on the defense. Foth gets over to get it, chips it back up to Dose, can't hold it. But Kalowitz picks it up, tries to get it over. And the Red Robins will pick it back up. Shot wide. Foth picks it up, chips it up to Dose. Dose tries to get it, gets it in deep, and the Voyagers will chase. Tridiba picks it up, tries to get it across, no one home. Panzier with a shot, saved by the Antigo goalie. Tries to cover up, can't quite do it, and Antigo comes back up. Foth chips it up over into the Antigo bench. 3:46 left in the first period. It's the De Pere Voyagers 2, the Antigo Red Robins nothing. And we'll have a face-off at center ice. And we're going to get a penalty right there on the big hit by Tridiba. Think he got his hands up a little high on that one, Brett.
Yeah, looks like elbow.
Going to get a 2-minute minor for elbowing on Tridiba with 3:37 left in the first period. And the Voyagers will go on the penalty kill. Voyagers penalty kill will start out with Tanner Newton, Charlie Eggers on the front side. Vandenberg and Wagner back. And the one thing you got to like here is watching Charlie Eggers on the penalty kill, Brett.
Yeah, he's a little bit of a pest is probably the nicest way to describe it. He kind of single-handedly destroys a lot of power plays, it seems like.
Voyagers get it out. Eggers can't control the defensive blue line, and the Red Robins try and set up their power play once again. 3:08 play. Vandenberg can't quite get it out. Shot and a big save. Wenger will cover that one up, and with 2:57 left in the period, 1:20 left on the power play, the Voyagers are holding strong so far. Red Robins control the face-off. They'll get it in deep to the far side. Try to get it back. Cutting, block, shot, blocked out front. Another shot. I think that one went wide of Jay Wenger on the net. Another shot steered wide by Wenger. 1 minute left in the power play for Antigo. Trying to set it up once again. Save by Wenger. Steered that one up into the netting back behind his own goal, and we'll have a stoppage of play with a face-off to the glove side of Wenger.
40-some seconds left here, Kurt, to kill this thing off and get back full strength.
Voyageurs doing a nice job right now giving Wenger a clear look at the puck. A lot of shots, but they're all coming from way outside, Brett.
Yeah, as long as it is far enough away where Jay gets clear view of it, shouldn't be too much that he can't handle.
Voyageurs clear the zone. 30 seconds left on the power play. 2 minutes left in the period, and here's Charlie Eggers just being the pest that he always is on the penalty kill. Eggers controlling the puck, getting around. 3 guys can't control Eggers right here. 15 seconds left on the power play. Antigo picks it back up. Charlie Eggers. They'll dump it in deep. And Antigo will try and regroup. Panzier to the far side. Chip. Tridiba gaining control on the far side. Gets it over to Wagner. Shot blocked right away out front. And Antigo will shoot it deep. That's an icing on Antigo with 1:15 left in the first. And we're going to get number 2 for the Voyageurs, Brett Panzier, with a 2-minute minor for slashing with 1:15 left in the first period, and the Voyageurs leading 2-0. On that one about Antigo. Antigo shot out front, glove saved by Wenger. 1:03 left in the period, 1:48 left on the power play for Antigo. Voyageurs leading at this point 2-0 over the Red Robins. Face off to the glove side of Wenger. Capo tries to get it out, can't. Shot. Tries to shoot it down deep. Antigo picks it up, gains control. Mason Paul can't pick it up. Capo does get it out of the zone. Antigo all the way back into their own end. Capo being the pest this time. Nice play once again by Charlie Eggers. Good poke check to take that one out, and Eggers is on the chase once again with a power penalty kill. Tanner Newton gets back to Eggers. Eggers back to Newton. Newton will send it all the way back to defense, back to Wagner, over to Vandenberg. Vandenberg throws it in deep. Tanner Newton on the chase. Newton back behind in the near corner. Eggers coming, 5 seconds left in the period, and that's an icing on DePere, but it will end the first period. The first period ending here in Antigo with the DePere Voyageurs leading 2-0 over the Antigo Red Robins. And the Red Robins will still have a 45-second power play as we start the second.
Pace for that period, Kurt, but not a whole lot of control necessarily. We took a little bit of time and seemed getting going, but finally got some nice passing going. That nice play, and Peter Blaha had a nice quick release as well for the first goal of the period.
Absolutely. Caught the shots on goal. I think that might be right, but they only had 5 for De Pere. I'm not sure that I'll agree with that one. So
yeah, well, if it is 5, that's not the best save percentage, I guess.
That's true, and shots on goal aren't the big thing. It definitely is the scoreboard. And right now, at the end of one period in Antigo, Wisconsin, it's your De Pere Voyageurs 2, the Antigo Red Robins nothing, and we're going to leave you with the sounds of the rink. Good evening once again from Antigo, Wisconsin for tonight's WIAA game between the De Pere Voyageurs and the Antigo Red Robins. After one period complete, it's the De Pere Voyageurs 2 and the Red Robins nothing. Zamboni just went off the ice, and we're moments away from starting this second period. Voyageurs will be starting the period a man down for the first 45 seconds as Brett Panzier took a slashing penalty here to begin the second period. And the Voyageurs are going to have to stay out of the box, Brett.
Yeah, well, it's 2-0 lead is not. No reason to give him any opportunities to try and get back into this game. Let's keep the pressure on and keep it.
The officials who are just coming out of the officials' locker room to take the ice. Voyageurs waiting for them on the bench. The second period, the Voyageurs will be to some young fans. Guess there's worse people that they could have as heroes.
You're right. They're not always wrong, right?
Yeah. Brett. Jay Wenger skating down to get ready for the second period. Looks like John Coppo is going to start this period off with Tanner Newton and Charlie Eggers up front. Tommy Vandalist and Dan Wagner on the defensive side, and here Antigo Red Robins are taking the ice. Again, beginning of the second period, the Voyageurs leading this game 2-0 over the Antigo Red Robins, but De Pere will be on a penalty kill for the first 45 seconds in this period. And it looks like we're just about ready to go. And here we go with the second period. Newton will take the draw, gets it back. Antigo chips it in deep. That'll go on Wenger. Vandalist will chip it in this Antigo power play. Newton back to get it. Charlie Eggers circling. Antigo gets it, gains control with 15 left in the power play. Antigo puts it back near corner. And here comes Charlie Eggers, picks it up. It's a 1-on-2. Eggers can't get around the defenseman. And Antigo puts it back in deep. Wenger chips it out in front of his own net. Tanner Newton in deep, and that'll end the De Pere power play, or penalty kill. Shot, Wenger save once again. And Daniel Wagner picks it up. We got a 3-on-1 if they hustle here. Wagner back to Eggers. Goal! Nice feed from Daniel Wagner right there, showing a lot of patience. The Voyageurs get a quick goal here in the second and take a 3-0 lead over the Red Robins.
Yeah, it was a nice way to come out of the penalty there, Kurt. We gained control of the puck down by Jay after a quick shot, and we're able to break it out and move it up the ice nicely to get that shot.
Face off at center ice. De Pere will control. Panzier up to Blaha. Blaha gains control of the zone, chips it back to Tridaba. Big shot saved by the goalie for Antigo. Vandenberg keeps it in deep. Here comes Antigo back the other way. Vandenberg back to get it. And Antigo will win the race, but Vandenberg will win the battle. Tridaba chips it back behind their own net. Blaha picks it up, and here comes Peter Blaha back to Panzer. Panzer coming up far side. He's going to get it across, chips it. Antigo can't get it out of their own zone. Tridiba poke check away. Tridiba on the chase. Tridiba right out in front to Calwerts. Can't quite get that shot on net. Back to Wagner. Wagner back to Calwerts. Calwerts puts it back behind the net to Dose. Dose keeps it in. Wagner gets it. Wagner circling, gets it back to Calwerts. Calwerts dumps it back in deep. Taken down on the play. Taken back on the play. Dose drops it back to Wagner. Wagner tries to get to Calwerts. He puts it back out. And the Robins will break it out. Klein tries to get it in deep. Can't. And the Red Robins will shoot it down the ice for an icing with 14-16 left in the second.
Who brought us that icing, Kurt?
That icing is brought to you, to be honest, Brett, by River City Ice.
Thank you.
When you want your mountains to be blue, get River City Ice. 14-16 left in the second, and it's the Voyageurs with a 3-0 lead and the face-off to the stick side of the Antigo goalie. John Capo going with his third line of Klein, Calwerts, and Dose. On the defensive side, it's Wagner and Foth. And Calwerts gets it. Foth over to Wagner, can't keep it in. And here comes Antigo back the other way. Wagner body checks him off. Foth will take it around the near side, chips it out, tries to get it up to Klein, can't. And Antigo will put it back in deep. Wagner back behind the net, gets it back, getting bodied off the puck. Antigo controls, nice save by Wanger. Foth gets it out, shot blocked out front. And it goes back in the near corner. Both taken down hard. But the Voyageurs get it out. Klein chips it in deep. Antigo will gain control. They try and chip it out and finally do. Panzer back to the near side to pick it up. And we're going to get another penalty on the Voyageurs on number 8, Alec Klein. A 2-minute minor for interference with 13-19 left in the second period. And this is where we talked about it earlier, Brett. We're standing right above where the officials come over, and we're going to have to be a little bit quiet with some of our comments here tonight.
Yeah, we'll just agree with our calls and move on.
The Voyageurs going with Newton and Eggers on the front on this penalty kill. Vandalist and Panzer. And the Voyageurs will clear. Charlie Eggers on the chase. And once again, it's always fun to watch Charlie. Charlie picks it off, circling, drops it back to Panzer. Can't quite control, loses control. And the Red Robins get it out, but all the way back to Vandalist. Vandalist just circling, taking time off, and a nice little chip deep by Tanner Newton, who's on the chase. Newton back behind the net. Big hit back behind. Eggers picks it up. Eggers back behind. Can't get around the defenseman, and Antigo will come back out. Tanner Newton on a change. Vandalist and Panzer still out there with 1 minute left in this penalty kill. You got Eggers and Capo up front. Capo tries to chip around. Can't get it out, but Eggers finally does. Eggers gets it up. They get it back to Vandalist. Vandalist shoots it down deep into the zone. Defense is going to try and get a change. Panzer will get off. It's Mason Paul and Capo on the forecheck. Wagner and Vandalist on the defense. Vandalist will try and get it out and finally does. Antigo will regroup with 25 left in the power play, 11:45 left in the period. The Voyageurs leading 3-0. Antigo gains control with 15 left. Antigo holds the blue line. Circling in, shot right out in front of Wenger. He'll take and hold on to that rebound. And with 4 seconds left on the power play for Antigo, the Voyageurs are going to save this one off once again, I think, Brett, with 11:23 left in the second.
Yep, it was a good job just keeping the puck down in their end most of the time. So we Jay didn't have to face too many shots there.
Face off, Voyageurs control. Vandenberg chips it out. Dose can't pick it up. Callowitz poke checks it away. Wagner picks it up. Dose tries to get it in deep. Wagner will get it in deep, and the Voyageurs will chase. Down to the near side. David Vandenberg holds it. Big shot by Dose, which goes up over, and it looks like he may have got dinged a little bit with a high stick. And we got a penalty coming, I believe, on Antigo for a trip. And we do have a penalty coming on the Antigo Red Robins for a trip down in the far corner with 10:48 left in the second period. Didn't notice who went in, Brett. But either way, the Voyageurs will have a one-man advantage for the next 2 minutes.
And hopefully we can do something with this here too now. Let's add to this lead.
Face off to the near side, stick side of the goalie. Voyageurs will control. Voyageurs coming, Mason Paul loses control, regains. Wagner gains control. Big shot, blocked out front. Mason Paul gets it back to Vandenberg. Vandenberg gets it over to Tridiba. Tridiba back to Vandenberg. Vandenberg over to Paul. Over to Wagner, back to Mason Paul after the shot was blocked out front. Paul over to Tridiba. Tridiba whiffs on a shot. Gets it over to Wagner. Wagner back to Paul, back to Wagner. Wagner back to Paul, just playing catch. Shoots it over to Tridiba. Tridiba can't get the shot off. Wagner gets a shot off, but it's blocked out front, and Vandenberg back to pick it up. Here come the Red Robins back the other way. Shot on Wagner. Just an easy pad save, and here come the Voyageurs back the other way with 58 left in the power play. 9:40 left on the clock in the period, and we got a stoppage of play.
Offsides there on that one, I believe, wasn't it, Kurt?
Believe so, Brett. Face-off will come just outside of the Red Robin defensive zone. John Koppel going with the second power play line of Newton, Eggers, and Koppel, Panzier, and Vandelis. And the Red Robins gain control initially. Voyageurs get it back. Eggers will get it over to Vandelis. Vandelis over to Panzier. Panzier looking back to Vandelis. Vandelis will chip it up to Eggers. Eggers gains control of the zone, drives in deep, gets it back in the corner, near corner, Newton gets it out front. Eggers, 2 shots on the Antigo goalie. Newton back behind the net, circling, trying to find somebody out front. Gets it back to Vandelis. Vandelis back to Newton. Newton with a shot up high, and we get a bad bounce off the boards, and that will end. That'll end the power play for the Voyageurs with getting a couple shots, good shots late in that power play. Little miss on the pass, and Antigo stays in control. Charlie Eggers gains control. Him and Vandenberg tries to get it over. Tries to get it over to Newton, just long on him. Capo tries to get it back. Panzier with a shot, saved by the Antigo goalie. Panzier pinching once again. Takes it back into the far corner. He gets bodied off, and the Antigo player doesn't have a stick. Kicks it up. Capo on the far side. Tries to get it back. Can't quite get it back. Foth back to pick it up. Chips it back out to Capo. Capo gets it up to Eggers. Eggers trying to make a move. Shot up over the net. And the Voyageurs trying to make a change in the line, bringing out the big line of Paul, Wagner with a shot tipped wide by Peter Blaha. Blaha picks it back up, gets it back in deep. Mason Paul chips it out in front, no one home. Antigo gets it out. Wagner gets a stick on it. He'll have to go back and get it. Antigo picking him up. Wagner will come out. He's coming out the far side, now going up the middle. Wagner with a lot of speed, gets off, gets a shot off. Saved by the Antigo goalie. And Wagner chips it back in deep to Blaha. Blaha back to Tridiba. Tridiba with a shot, save. And Tridiba with a shot and a goal. Blocked a little bit with where we're standing here, Brett. Big shot by Grant Tridiba, and that's going to make it a 4-0 lead for the Voyageurs with 7:02 left in the second period.
Heard a little bit of pipe on that one, so I think he snuck it in either bar down or off one of the sides. I wasn't able to see that either, Kurt.
Big goal for the Voyageurs right there, stretching their lead to four goals. A 4-0 lead for the Voyageurs over the Antigo Red Robins here in the second period with 7:02 left in the second period. Third line out there for the Voyageurs on the offensive side anyway. John Koppel rolling with 5 defensemen once again, which he's been doing pretty much all year. Little bit of a tussle trying to get the puck loose in the near corner of the De Pere defensive zone. Brett Panzier eating some time up. Antigo finally comes away. Callowitz bodies him off. And we got another power penalty coming. I think it's on Antigo. And now we're going to get both players go. See what we have calls here. But it looks like they're sending Callowitz for sure into the box and an Antigo player into the box. Referees are talking at this point.
Looks like we got a 5-2, I think I heard, Kurt.
Penalties on the play. I'm not sure the Antigo player that got the penalty, but it is a 5-minute major for boarding. The Voyageurs end up with a 2-minute penalty. Not sure if that was for a rough or what the Voyager penalty was for. But we're going to go 4-on-4 for the next 2 minutes. And then we'll have a 3-minute power play for the Voyageurs, which the Voyageurs
retaliation possibly there, Kurt, with a 2-minute roughing.
Agreed. Unfortunately, Sam didn't see the ref's hand up. Could have backed off, and we would have had a 5-minute major power play. Charlie Eggers gains the zone. Backhand save by the Antigo goalie. Nice shot by Eggers on this 4-on-4, gaining the zone. 6:09 left in the second period. On this 4-on-4 play here in the second period. Face off to the near side, the stick side of the Antigo goalie. Eggers will take the draw. And the Antigo goalie will cover that one up. Big shot from Capo. It might have been just a little bit wide.
Yeah, it was wound up and let her go, but not quite on the mark.
Face off once again to the stick side of the Antigo goalie. Eggers will take it one more time. This time Antigo controls, and they'll go back behind their own net, trying to come out. Tanner Newton poke checks it away. Eggers gets it back, but that little chip will go up into the stands, and there's a souvenir for, looks like that young Kurt Eggers fan up there.
Was that Kurt?
I think it was Kurt.
I think you're right.
And being the nice gentleman that he is, he flips it right back into the ice. Might have spit on it, I don't know. Voyageurs, Tridiba takes the draw, back to Wagner. Wagner with a shot blocked out front. Antigo control, 4-on-4. Tridiba can't pick it up. Wagner chips it back out front, but the Red Robins will pick it up, and they flip it up into the Antigo fans here.
All
and
right.
looks like
I think it's Hockey
It's,
Day in Antigo, so that's a souvenir for Hockey Day.
some young little girl looks like she got that puck. Mason Paul on the draw. Red Robins gain control initially. Wagner driving save by the Red Robin goalie. Mason Paul chips it back behind. Wagner can't control back behind. Tridiba will hold at the blue line. Tridiba makes a nice move, gaining control. Shot, goal! Grant Tridiba. Nice stick handling goal. Walks in, gets the goalie to go down, and we got a 5-0 game here with 5:14 left in the second period. 45 seconds left on the 4-on-4 play, and it's the De Pere Voyageurs 5, the Antigo Red Robins nothing.
I think that 8-foot stick Grant has helped there. He got the goalie going to the left, and he reached back to the right with a stick and was able to find the open net.
Helps to be tall sometimes. Mason Paul gets it, chips it in. Antigo controls temporarily. David Vandenberg poke checks it, and it's up into the penalty box. 5 minutes exactly left in the second period. 31 seconds left on the 4-on-4, and then the Voyageurs are going to go on a 3-minute extended power play as they're going to be able to score at will. Tanner Newton. Finally, the Voyageurs control. Panzier circling back behind in their own zone. Can't get it out. Panzier back behind their own net. 15 left on the 4-on-4. Chips it back to Vandalist behind his own net. Vandalist gets it back over to Panzier, and here come the Voyageurs. Out. Actually, Vandalist will circle back. I think they're just holding on to get to the power play here. And now the Voyageurs are on the power play for the next 3 minutes. Charlie Eggers back behind the zone. Capo tries to chip it out front. No one home. Good look there, and here comes Antigo back the other way. Shot, save, winger. Tanner Newton back behind his own net. He'll get it up to Capo. Capo and Eggers on the drive. Back. Referee getting in the way. Sends it around. Panzier can't hold. The blue line gets it over to Vandalist. The Voyageurs will have to regroup. Missed pass there, and Antigo will shoot it down the ice. Jay Wenger plays it around. Vandalist will kick it back to Panzier. Panzier up to Charlie Eggers. Charlie Eggers driving. He's going to get it in deep. Charlie Eggers back in deep, behind the Red Robin goaltender. Eggers fights through a body check up to Wagner. Wagner with a shot blocked out front. Eggers will regather behind the net. Eggers with a stuff shot blocked again. And Wagner will hang on. Wagner with a shot off on the side. Blocked. To Wagner. Wagner with a shot. Save out front. Shoots it back in. Another save on a Wagner shot. Blaha trying to pick it up. Wagner at the near side. Back into Capo. Capo to Blaha. Blaha back to Vandenberg. Vandenberg with a drive, a pillow save. Wagner tries to get it in deep. Red Robins can't get it out. Wagner will chip it back in deep. Capo there to gather. Capo circling back behind. Blaha just trying to keep his position there. Capo finally gets it over to Paul. Back to Capo. Capo circling on the far side. He's going to circle around. Shot, save, and no goal. Capo with the goal on a nice shot at the 2 minutes and 12 seconds left in the second period. 43 seconds still on the 5-minute major to Antigo, and the Voyageurs have taken a 6-0 lead in the second period.
Yeah, it was a nice shot there, Kurt, up over the goalie's shoulder and put it right up in the top corner of the net. We almost had a repeat earlier, too. David Vandenberg shot. Grady almost tipped that one in.
Klein back to Foth. Foth over to Panzier. Panzier back to Foth. Gets it up to Borseth. Borseth chips it in, and the Voyageurs will chase Klein on it. Borseth on it. Gets it back. Borseth gets it back to Foth. Foth over to Panzier. Panzier over to Borseth. Can't control. Klein will control. He'll get it back to Foth. Back to Klein. Klein circling. Shot up high. Dose holds it in. Panzier over to Foth. Foth with a shot. Just wide, tipped wide. Dose coming out, and the Antigo will be full strength. Klein with a shot. Big save by Antigo. With 1:23 left in the second period, it's 6-0. Voyageurs over the Red Robins of Antigo. And the Voyageurs are starting to pour it on. Mason Paul, Tredaba, kicks it over. 1 minute left as we're now in run time in the second period. Mason Paul to take the draw one more. Antigo goalie. Antigo trying to chip it out. Foth can't hold it at the blue line. Foth turns, chips it back in, and here come the Voyageurs back the other way with Tredaba. Tredaba can't get around the defenseman, and they'll get it back out. Panzier backhands it over to Foth. Foth up to Blaha. Blaha gets it in deep. The Voyageurs will chase. Antigo goalie chips it around. Tredaba holds for momentarily, and they'll keep it in. Foth won't keep that in. Tredaba. And that should end the period right there with 3 seconds left. The Voyageurs will be satisfied going in to the third period with a 6-0 lead. A good period for the Voyageurs right there, Brett. 4 unanswered goals, if my memory serves me right. And we go in with a 6-0 lead.
Yep, we needed that. Keep pouring it on there for the second period. So this final period here should give everybody an opportunity to get out on the ice, get all the lines going, and gain some experience here for later on. Earlier for the viewers that are watching, momentarily was taking a video of the ceiling, but got her all back together.
At the end of 2 periods, shots on goal for De Pere. They've had 25 shots and have gotten 6 goals. For Antigo, they've had 19 shots on Jay Wenger, and he steered them all to the side. Another strong performance for Jay Wenger right here.
Yeah, it would be quite the weekend for Jay if he could come away with 2 shutouts. That would be a nice way to end the weekend.
Absolutely. And as the puck toss is going on before the Zamboni comes on the ice, we're going to take a break here from Antigo, Wisconsin. After 2 complete periods, it's the De Pere Voyageurs 6, the Antigo Red Robins nothing, and we're going to leave you with the sounds of the rink. WI being the visiting Pere Voyageurs and the Antigo Red Robins. After 2 complete periods, it's the Voyageurs 6, the Red Robins nothing, and the Voyageurs really controlling play throughout the first 2 periods. Referees are back on the ice, and we're moments away from getting this 3rd period started. Waiting for Antigo to come out of the locker room. Voyageurs already on the bench. And the big key here, Brett, is we want to get out of here, number 1, healthy. Number 2, let's finish this one off quick and start heading home.
I thought you were going to say, let's get out of here fast, is what I thought you were going to say there, Kurt.
Well, it kind of did.
Point, if the way that it is, we'll accomplish that and walk away with a win and hopefully everybody healthy.
Absolutely, especially going into next weekend as we have the FRCC conference tournament next weekend. The Voyageurs will be, first game will be taking on Friday evening, I believe, against the Bayport Pirates once again.
Yeah, it was a close game the last time. It'll probably be a close game again. So we're going in as the number 2 seed, and hopefully we'll end up taking care of business right away.
Antigo back on the ice. Voyageurs will come back out with their starting lineup of Tridaba and Blaha at the wings, Mason Paul. At defense, on defense, still in goal. Start of the 3rd period and we're off. Voyageurs will control. They'll dump it in deep on the chase are the Voyageurs. Antigo goalie chips around to the near side. Paul chips it back, gets it back to Paul. Shot, save. Another shot off the glove. Tredaba gathering behind. Wagner with a drive, save. Caught out front, another save. And
Quick opportunities there. Couldn't quite find the opening to get one in.
And we'll have a face-off to the glove side of the Antigo goalie here. With 16:20 and counting. As the Voyageurs have a 6-0 lead. Blaha taken down. And Antigo finally gets it out. And that's going to be an icing called on Antigo. That icing brought to you by River City Ice. 15:50 and counting left in the 3rd period. It's the Voyageurs 6, Antigo nothing. And we'll have a face-off to the glove side, the near side of the Antigo goalie once again. 3rd line out for the Voyageurs here. Panzier and Foth. Oh, Panzier over to Foth, can't control it. Chip it in deep, do get it in, and Panzier back trying to pick it up. Foth will chip it back, it gets out to Dost. Dost taking off the puck, Foth will pick it up and finally get it out of the zone, and the Red Robins will have to regroup. Dost can't get it around the defenseman, and the Red Robins chip it in on Wanger. Foth picks it up. Foth shoots it up off the boards, but that's going to be an icing on the Voyageurs. Little bit of a scramble right there.
Yeah, it didn't quite took that icing to settle things down.
Panzer and Foth back on defense. On the offensive side, Panzer shoots it back around, up to Koppel, back to Foth. Foth bringing it back up, chips it up to Tanner Newton. Tanner Newton flips it up high, and that's going to be an icing once again on the Voyageurs. Voyageurs just trying to gain some control here early in the third. 14 minutes left in the third period. Face-off coming to the stick side of Voyager goalie Jay Wenger. Daniel Wagner back to pick it up. Drew Thom on defense. Around. Antigo gets it around one defenseman. He'll get his stick knocked away on the other. Drew Thom in deep to pick it up. Chips it back and back in the far corner. Eggers bodied up. Koppel puts it out front. Back out to Thom. Thom with a shot save. Bodying him up. Mercatoris on the charge. Thom chips it back in. Eggers can't control. Gets taken down. We got a penalty coming, I believe, on Antigo here. And we got an interference. I believe that's going to be on Antigo.
Looks like number 6 is heading there pretty quick.
Antigo, minor, 2-minute minor penalty coming on Antigo with 12:43 left in the third period and a 6-0 lead for the Voyageurs. Mercatoris takes the draw. Bartelt with a shot wide. Borseth over to try and pick it up. Borseth finally does get it picked up. Gets it back to Wagner. Wagner chips it up to Mercatoris. Mercatoris circling. Taking it down deep into the corner. Gets it back to Bartelt. Gets tripped up. And Antigo will get it out. That's a 2-on-1 coming back the other way. Antigo circling. And they're going to just send it back out. And Antigo will try and regroup. Sends it back in deep. The Voyageurs will gain control back behind their own net. Drew Thom with a nice pass up to Bartelt. Bartelt drives the near side. Gets around one defender. Takes control. Tries to get it out front to Borseth. Can't. And they'll send it back down deep. Foth back to get it. Play for the Voyageurs. Mason Paul up to Tridiba. Mason Paul picks it up back behind the net. Regains. Mason Paul regains. Back over to Tridiba. Tridiba circling, drives it in deep. Foth back to Paul, all the way back to Blaha. Blaha gets it picked off, and they'll send it all the way down. With 20 left on the power play for the Voyageurs, 11 minutes left in this third period. Vandenberg with a stretch pass up to Tridiba. Tridiba to Blaha. They gain control of the zone. Tridiba, Blaha with a drive and a save by the Antigo goalie.
Did a good job holding the zone there for the majority of that. They were able to get it cleared out once and quickly got it back up the ice and back in for another quick shot. Just didn't quite find the net.
That's going to end the De Pere power play. Shot, quick shot by Dose, saved by the Antigo goalie. Dose will drive it back in deep. Calloward's back to try and get it. Dose does get it, shoots it all the way around to Alec Klein. Alec Klein getting held up not only by an Antigo player but also by the referee. Alec Klein fighting in the corner. Antigo finally comes out with it back behind their own net. Calloward's gets Antigo to chip it up. Antigo will gain control at center and put it in deep. Mason Panzer back to pick it up. Panzer taken down. And Antigo Panzier can't keep his feet. Antigo gain control, chips it back. The defense will not put it back in deep. Giaminati can't get back there. Now will get back to pick that puck up to Alec Klein. And the Voyageurs get out of their own zone. Antigo trying to regroup. Panzier to pick it up at the defensive blue line. Up to Calawerts. Calawerts up to Capo. Capo circling. Shot. And that's going to be Charlie Eggers gains control. Tanner Newton chips it in, not deep enough. And Drew Thom up in the near boards. Gets it taken away. Thom doing a nice job bodying it out and sends it in deep. Charlie Eggers back to try and get it. Goaltender tries to chip it out. Does finally get it out. Wagner will pick it up. And Charlie Eggers will chip it in deep. We got an offsides. On the Voyageurs with 8:30 left in the third period. It's the De Pere Voyageurs 6 and the Antigo Red Robins nothing. Fourth line for the Voyageurs coming out. Johnny Mercatoris wins the draw. Bartelt will get it back in deep, and Mercatoris on the chase. Back behind their own net. Mercatoris spins away from it. Borseth can't gather. Chips it up to Vandalis. Vandalis circling. Does get it out of their own zone, and the Red Robins will have to regroup. Voyageurs get it back in deep once again. Borseth on the chase. Borseth can't get it, and here come the Red Robins back the other way. Antigo gains control of the zone. Vandalis back in the near corner fighting for it. And it's in the corner. Borseth gets it back out to the defense. Shot saved by Wenger. David Vandenberg trying to get it out. Can't do it. Vandalis back behind. Over to Vandenberg. Vandenberg chips it out, and Antigo will have to regroup once again. They shoot it back in. Vandenberg gets it out front, and he's got some room to go here now. Coming up the far side, puts it in deep, and Mason Paul into chase. And Blaha couldn't quite get it over to Mason Paul. Tredeba gets around one defenseman, but not Blaha back behind the net. And Paul back to Blaha. Blaha keeps it in the corner. Mason Paul can't get it over to Tredeba, but Panzier stops it at the blue line. And Antigo finally gets it out. Foth over to Panzier. Panzier back to Foth. Foth gets it blocked out front. Gets it back over to Panzier. Panzier will drive it in near the goaltender. Panzier stops it momentarily. And Foth picks it up. Foth can't quite get it up to Tredeba. Tredeba finally picks it up. Up to Panzier. Panzier over to Foth. Foth, nice initial pass to Mason Paul, can't handle it. Foth back to pick it up, back behind the Voyager line. Little bit of a risky pass. Blaha up to Paul, and the Voyageurs finally get it in deep. Tredeba gaining control, back behind. Tredeba circling. Tredeba dumps it back in deep. Mason Paul back to pick it up. Goes back behind the Red Robin goal. Foth trying to keep it in. Does keep it in. Gets it up to Tredeba. Tredeba circling over to Wagner. Wagner with a shot saved by the goaltender. Very nice save by the Antigo goaltender as he was blocked. And it looks like we might have another Antigo penalty coming. 5:14 left in the third period. It's a 2-minute minor for slashing on Antigo. Didn't catch the number on who went in the box on that one.
Yeah, I missed that too, Kurt.
Shot blocked out front. Antigo sends it down. Jay Wenger will kick it back up. Wagner will pick it up, chips it up. Alec Klein tries to get it deep, can't. And they'll shoot it down deep. Once again, Wenger will stop it. Luca Geminani picks it up. He tries. Antigo controlling the puck initially. Antigo. Wenger gloves that one aside, weak shot. Up initially, and finally the Voyageurs gain control. Callowitz loses control. Wagner getting bumped off. Wagner can't control, and finally Klein does. Klein stops, tries to get it over to Charlie Eggers, can't. 45 seconds left on the power play for the Voyageurs. Charlie Eggers working hard. Circling, gets it back to Wagner. Wagner with a shot. Not sure the goalie saw it, but it was off target. Nice save by the Antigo goaltender once again. Antigo will fire it all the way down. And the Voyageurs will regroup with 20 left in the power play. 3:30 left in the period. Antigo trying to stave off this power play of the Voyageurs, which they've been able to do so far tonight. Capo coming down the near side. Power play is ended. They drop it back to Vandalist. Vandalist puts it back to Capo. Capo, shot, save. Goaltender steers it back behind. Shot, save. Gets it out. Panzier drops it back in deep. Back behind the Antigo goaltender. Charlie Eggers trying to work it back behind and gain control. Can't. Tommy Capo, no shot. Shot blocked up. With 2:30 left in the third period, a quick third period as we've been in run time.
On the Antigo penalty kill there, they pretty much ate up the first 50% of that power play with nothing to show for it from the Voyageurs. It took the last 30, 45 seconds before we really got anything productive out of that.
Voyageurs, Vandalist picks it up. Bartelt can't quite get enough, and they'll chip it out. Mercator's back, trying to just get it out of the zone. It's held in. Mercator's does a nice job there, finally gets it out. And the Red Robins will regroup. Sends it in deep. Vandalist back to pick it up. Tries to chip it out. It does get it out. We'll have no icing on that one as an Antigo player did tip that. Antigo coming back out of their own zone. 1:30 left in the third period. The Voyageurs trying to get it out of their own zone. Wagner gets it up to Bartelt. Antigo regroups. Borseth with a nice poke check. Can't quite pick it up and get it past the goaltender. Nice play by Borseth though, with a poke check, and just couldn't quite get enough to get past the goaltender. Antigo takes it and puts it back in deep with 1 minute left to play in the third period. Borseth up to Wagner. Wagner checks in deep, and we're going to have another penalty coming to the Antigo team for an interference. 56 seconds. Take a 2-minute minor for interference, which will really be a 56-second penalty, as this will run out the game unless the Voyageurs score quick. Voyageurs with Callowitz, Dose, and Klein, Wagner, and Thom on defense. Callowitz Gets it back to Thom. Thom back to Calowerts. Calowerts to Klein. Can't control back behind. He will get it in the corner. Klein circling. Loses. And Antigo tries to punch it out. Can't. Calowerts circling back around. Shot. Save. Tries to clear. Can't. Thom holds it in. Klein tries to get it across the Dose. Won't do it. 20 seconds left in the third. Dose back behind their own net. Calowerts just going to hang on to it. Back behind their own net. Pops it out to Thom. Thom shot blocked out front. 5 left. And Antigo. And it's a good, clean game for the Voyageurs. A good win for the Voyageurs. A 6-0 win for the Voyageurs. And a good way to get out of this weekend with 2 big wins.
2 nice shutouts for Jay, too. So that's good job on Jay. Same thing we've been seeing from him most of the season. Typically has been spot on.
Absolutely. The Voyageurs take the win with a 6-0, big 6-0 win over the Antigo Red Robins. We're going to step away here for just a moment. I'm going to try and get John Capo to come up and have a couple words with us after he talks to his team briefly. But he's got to be happy with the way the weekend went.
Absolutely. 2 nice wins. Nice to have. Start the next week and
absolutely. Since he got it, he hasn't lost one.
There you go.
And that's a good thing. Handshakes all around. Once again, from Antigo, Wisconsin, to conclude it out. The De Pere Voyageurs take down the Antigo Red Robins by a score of 6-0. For Kurt Foth, I'd like to thank you for joining us this evening. Have a good rest of the evening, and we will talk to you next Friday evening from the Cornerstone